The snow had been falling since dawn. Soft at first, then heavier, covering the city in a cold white silence. Cars moved slowly, their tires crunching against the frozen road. At the edge of the old iron bridge, where the river below flowed dark and fast, a thin brown dog stood trembling. Her fur was wet with snow, her ribs visible beneath her skin, and her paws were red from the freezing ground. Curled tightly against her were 4 tiny puppies. They were no more than a few weeks old, blind and helpless, their small bodies shaking as the icy wind cut through the bridge. The mother dog bent her head over them, licking them again and again, trying to give them warmth she barely had herself. She hadn't eaten properly in days, but she hadn't left the bridge, not even for a moment. She had chosen this place because it felt safe. Few people walked here in winter, and the high concrete sides protected her puppies from the worst of the wind, or so she thought. Footsteps echoed behind her. The mother dog lifted her head instantly. Her ears flattened and her body stiffened. A woman stood a few feet away, wrapped in a thick coat, her boots clean, her face tight with irritation. She stared at the dog and then at the puppies with cold eyes. "Disgusting," the woman muttered. "Always leaving these animals everywhere." The dog growled softly, pulling her puppies closer with her body. She didn't understand the words, but she felt the danger. She showed her teeth, not in anger, but in fear. The woman stepped closer, annoyed now. "Stop that!" she snapped, waving her hand. "You're blocking the bridge." When the dog didn't move, the woman's expression hardened. She looked around. No one else was there. Snow continued to fall, hiding the world in white. Without warning, the woman bent down and reached for one of the puppies. The mother dog exploded into action. She barked sharply and lunged forward, snapping the air inches from the woman's hand. Her weak body shook, but her eyes burned with fury. "Get away from them!" the woman yelled, startled, stepping back. The puppy squealed softly, sensing danger. The mother dog stood over them now, legs spread, teeth bared, growling deep from her chest. She was small, starving, and cold, but in that moment she was fearless. The woman's shock quickly turned into anger. "You stupid animal," she hissed. "I'm trying to get rid of you." She grabbed a nearby stick and advanced again. The dog didn't run. She couldn't. Running would mean leaving her puppies behind. So she did the only thing she could. She fought back. She barked loudly, her voice echoing across the bridge. She lunged again, this time closer, her teeth grazing the woman's glove. The woman screamed. "That's it!" She kicked toward the dog, missing narrowly. Snow sprayed into the air. The puppies cried, their tiny voices weak but desperate. The woman, breathing hard, grabbed one puppy by the scruff of its neck. Time seemed to stop. The man looked at her arm, then at the bleeding dog, then at the puppies huddled together, shaking. His face hardened. "You were going to throw them off the bridge," the young woman said firmly. "I saw you?" The woman's face went pale. "You don't know that." "I know enough," the man replied. He stepped between the woman and the dog. "Leave now." The woman hesitated, then turned and walked away quickly, disappearing into the falling snow. Silence returned to the bridge, broken only by the soft whimpers of the puppies. The mother dog finally collapsed onto her side, her strength gone. She tried to lift her head to check on her babies, but her eyes fluttered weakly. The young woman rushed forward. "Oh no, she's hurt." They knelt beside her carefully. The man removed his scarf and gently wrapped it around the dog's injured paw. The young woman took off her coat and placed it over the puppies, shielding them from the cold. "It's okay," she whispered to the mother dog. "You're safe now." The dog looked up at her, eyes tired but still alert. Slowly, she crawled closer to her puppies, resting her head beside them. Only then did she relax. An animal rescue van arrived soon after. The rescuers moved gently, speaking softly, as they placed the dog and her puppies into warm blankets. At the shelter, the mother dog was treated for her injuries. She had bruises, a torn paw, and severe exhaustion, but she survived. The puppies survived too. Weeks later, the snow melted. The river flowed quietly beneath the bridge, as if nothing had ever happened. But at the shelter, the mother dog, now stronger, healthier, and no longer trembling, lay peacefully beside her puppies. They had grown chubby and playful, tumbling over one another in the warm light. When visitors came, they often paused at her kennel. There was something about her calm eyes that made people stop. They read her story posted on the wall, a mother who fought the cold, hunger, and cruelty to protect her children. Soon, families came forward. One by one, the puppies were adopted into loving homes. And finally, the mother dog was adopted too by the young woman, who had run across the bridge that snowy day and refused to look away. On her first night in her new home, the dog curled up on a soft bed, warm and safe. For the first time, she slept deeply without fear. Because a mother's love, no matter how small or forgotten, can be stronger than cruelty, stronger than fear, and powerful enough to change lives.